All right, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Once again, I want to say thank you for joining us, and I want to respect your time. You've been invited to hear about the new way of purchasing a home, and that's going to be through the company called US American Custom Builders, and I'm going to use USACB for short. And we're going to jump right into who we are. This is a new custom built home ownership program, and we are a group of custom home builders who have come together to make the American dream of owning your own home affordable. We have been involved in the building process for collectively over 100 years, and we specialize in every aspect of the home with passion for quality and experience in both residential and commercial. So what I like to share with people is that when it comes to what we're doing, the builders who make up US American Custom Builders, we've been building independently of one another for decades, and we've just come together under the umbrella of USACB to put together this program that is desperately needed in this industry. And where we are as a company, we're excited because we're close to finishing our first homes and our first projects. And again, we're excited, and we're only going to get bigger and better from where we are right now at this point. And the focus at US American Custom Builders is delivering quality built homes at unbelievable prices and provide excellent customer service. And so that's a snapshot of who we are. And then when it comes to everything that we talk about and share about this company is built around our mission and our goals. Our mission is simple. Our mission is to help the American family by removing the burden of the 30-year mortgage and saving them millions in interest. It's simple. We want to help people and we want to save people money. And our goals are similar. Our goals are to save American people millions in interest and help families, married or single, to support their children through college without the concerns of a 30-year mortgage. We also help people who are 45 to 50 years of age to own their new home free and clear before retirement. This is the US American Custom Builders way, truly making the American dream affordable. And when it comes to the 30-year mortgage, when it comes to that traditional way of purchasing a home, or what we've been programmed to believe is the best way to buy a home, we believe that that's a flawed system. And what we want to do with this program and this platform that we have is we want to help educate people. We want to share information about the traditional home buying and home building process. And we also want to help people understand that they now have another option with US American Custom Builders. We don't ever want to discourage anyone from using real estate professional or going the traditional route. We just want to provide an additional option, and we want to share with you why we believe that this is the best option for true home ownership and for those who don't want to settle. Now, when it comes to buying a home, there's some things that you need to be aware of going into the process and before starting the process. And we're going to talk about a few of those, and that's where the traditional housing challenges come in. You see, these are things that people need to be aware of and know upfront when going into that process. The first of those challenges is credit restrictions. You see, when you reach out to a real estate professional, many times the first question that they're going to have for you is, what's your credit like? Or what's your credit score? And in many cases, real estate professionals will require you to provide them with a pre-approval from the bank, credit union, or some type of financial institution before having the conversation about where you want to live, what type of house you want to be in, and what your goals are. They want to make sure they're not wasting their money, and I don't blame them. But this is the first proverbial door that's slammed in most people's faces. And then you have the traditional down payment. This is a large sum of money that is requested upfront before you're able to start paying on the principal cost of your home. And in most cases, nobody knows where that money goes unless it's going in their pockets, because it doesn't go towards the principal cost of your home. And then you look at closing costs. Closing costs are fees on top of fees on top of fees that have nothing to do with the the principal cost of your home. It goes towards the transaction. It goes towards the process of you buying a home. And real estate professionals have shared with us that it's possible for you to pay up to $5,000 or $10,000 or more in closing costs, and that's out of pocket before you can complete the transaction. And so that's something you need to be aware of. And then private mortgage insurance. When people hear insurance, they think that it's in place to protect them. For example, life insurance is in place to protect you and your loved ones if something were to happen to you. Health insurance is in place to protect you if you go to the emergency room or you have to have some type of operation done. Car insurance is to protect you, the driver, or your vehicle. But in the event or in the situation that you have to pay for private mortgage insurance, it's to protect the bank's money in the event you can't make your payments or you default on your loan. So this is a fee. This is a cost that you have to pay over and above your monthly payment or your monthly mortgage payment on top of your homeowner's insurance and all your other expenses. This is another fee that you have to pay to protect the money's bank. And then you have interest. Interest is the cost of doing business. It's the cost of money. When you get ready to start looking for a home, whether you're looking online at different websites or you're driving down the road in different neighborhoods and seeing what's available, when you see a number on a sign or whenever you see a listed price, that's just what it is, listed price. It's not the final price that you're going to pay, because when it comes to interest and you having to include that over the span of a 30-year mortgage, the interest is going to easily double and possibly triple the amount of that listed price. I believe that listed price is just a number to get you through the door, just to get you to start the conversation of purchasing the home. But people need to know right up front that listed price is just advertising. And so you're never going to pay just the listed price. Mortgage longevity. It's a fact. It's a statistic that less than 1% of home buyers, people who go to the closing table, people who have the goal of buying a home, actually go through the entire 30-year mortgage and buy and pay for and pay off their home in full, free and clear, without having to refinance, without having to start the process over, without having to move and wait to start over again. And so that's something that people need to be aware of because of this system set up the way that it is and the restrictions that are in place. We believe that's a system that's you're set up for failure from the beginning. And so something needed to be done. And we're doing something about it. And understand this. The banks don't want you to own your home. They want to continue making money off of that asset month after month, year after year, and they don't want you to take that asset away from them. So they don't want to transfer ownership. Availability. Right now, we're in what's called a seller's market. That means that there is a shortage of quality built homes that people are willing to sell and are available to buy. We're subject to the market. So when it comes to you wanting to buy a home, you're going to have to settle for what's available and what somebody else is trying to get out of or trying to get rid of. And so that's something you need to think about. And that's why we believe it's best to build from the ground up. Creativity, design limitations, and limited upgrade options. Let's put these together. There's only so much that you can do to a home that's already existing or standing that's not going to jeopardize the structural integrity of that home or cost you thousands and potentially tens of thousands of dollars in renovation costs. So that's something you need to be aware of. There's only so much that you can do to these homes. And again, you're going to have to settle when it comes to a home that is already standing. And so we want people to understand that these are just some of the things that you're going to have to think about, consider, and know about before going into that process. And I could spend another hour going over these issues and others, but we don't want to focus on just the problem. We want to talk about the solution, and that's the USACB Solution. You can come into this program and have a home custom built with no interest. That's right. We're going to save you money right off the bat. 100% principal payments, because we believe that you should be paying for your home from day one, not waiting until 10, 15 years left in your contract to start paying on the principal cost of your home. You get to own your home in 15 to 18 years. We're doing away with the 30-year mortgage. There's no traditional down payment, but there is a deposit required, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. There's no closing cost. There's no PMI or private mortgage insurance. And it doesn't matter if you have no credit, bad credit, or good credit. It's okay. It's available to all who qualify. And we have fixed payment contracts. We're going to help you save up to $200,000 to $300,000 or more in interest. And we have an extreme green package. We like to call it the house that pays for itself and also pays you to live in it. Up to half the time and half the cost. You get to choose from several floor plans. You get to choose the location for building. Every home is custom built with integrity. And we have homes and floor plans that range from 800 square feet all the way up to 5,000 square feet. And then you have unlimited upgrades to choose from. So we have something for everyone. And then USACB will save you time and money. All USACB homes are Energy Star rated. And this is just a standard that we hold ourselves to that's over and above what's required of us from the industry. And then even two people on full-time minimum wage incomes can afford a new home through the USACB program. And so this is something that we're proud of. This is what's going to cause us as a company and a program to stand head and shoulders above other programs that are out there. And this is just the core of our program. We have a few additions, starting with our replacement plan. Do you have an old house or a flooded house that needs to be demolished? If you qualify for this program, we'll come in and demolish that home and build you a new home under this program. We know people to this day who are still dealing with issues from Hurricane Harvey. And there are people who need to use this program. And then there are people who just want to use this program because they just want to start fresh. They want to start new and they own a property. And we're glad to have this in place for them. And then, are you in a flood zone? We can build you a potentially flood resistant home. We can't make any guarantees or promises that it won't flood, but what we'll do is we'll build you a home and raise the elevation higher than what the standard is so that we can reduce the risk of flooding and give you a peace of mind when it comes to the home that you're going to be living in. And that's our replacement plan. Again, we know people who are going to need to take advantage of this and people who want and will want to take advantage of this. And we have people taking advantage of it at this moment. And so this is something that we're happy to have in place. And we know that people will absolutely take advantage of it. The next is our veterans program. You see, this is something that we're extremely happy about because we believe that our veterans are the reason why we are able to experience the freedoms and joys that we have today. They absolutely deserve to be thanked for their service and everything that is being done for them, they deserve. Now, we wanted to do something that other companies aren't doing because there are companies out there that are giving them reduced interest rates or down payment assistance and things like that. But we wanted to take it a step further. And here's how. You see, when veterans come into this program, they're going to come in just like everyone else. They're going to apply and ideally get approved just like everyone else. They're going to have a home designed and built from the ground up. And then after they've been in their home for 7 years and making payments on time, then they're going to take advantage of our payback rebate veterans program. You see, we've allocated money just to go towards our veterans' homes and their contracts. And so what we're going to do is every 6 months that we have a new building cycle, we're going to apply some of that money towards their monthly contracts. And it may start off small in the beginning, but every 6 months, year after year, we're going to apply money to their contracts and their payment is going to decrease. It's going to go down and it's going to decrease every 6 months, year after year, until it becomes $0 per month. And that's when the magic happens, because once it hits $0 per month, that's when US American Custom Builders is going to send them a check. Yes, you heard me right. We're going to send them a check month after month, year after year until 100% of their fixed payment contract is paid for. Now that's minus any upgrades, but this is something we're excited about because they're essentially getting a home paid for by US American Custom Builders. Again, this is what we believe they absolutely deserve. And so if you know of any veterans who can take advantage of this program, who may want to take advantage of this program, please let them know what we're doing so that they can get that ball rolling and start to take advantage of this program that was designed specifically for them. And so that's our veterans program. And then the next program is our Prayer Alliance. You see, we are a Christian-based company, and we are absolutely proud of it. And then when it comes to what we're doing with this program, we are going to disrupt multiple industries. And we're absolutely in need of prayer because there are people who are going to dislike what we're doing, be upset with us, and come after us for what we're doing. But we understand the power of prayer, and that's why we're partnering with churches. You see, we believe the church is the cornerstone of the community, and we're going to these churches to pray for us. Now, we're looking for partnerships, but we're not doing like everyone else and just going with our hands out looking for monetary donations and how they can help us every way and not doing anything in return. We're doing the opposite. We're actually going to up to 40 churches in each county, asking them to join our prayer alliance. And then in return for praying for us, we're going to give them a 0.025% of a profit share for each home that is being built and paid for in that county. And so we're excited about this, not only because we get to represent God in the marketplace, not only because we get to partner with the churches and do something that isn't being done a lot when it comes to business, when it comes to the marketplace, but we're excited because we know that our new homeowners, our builders who are going out in the fields building these homes, our investors, investments, and everyone representing this company as a whole is going to be covered in prayer and being lifted up before the throne of God. And so this is something we're truly proud of, we're truly excited about, because we believe this is going to make the difference in how we operate and how successful we are. And so I've shared a lot of information with you about our program, the core of what we're doing, what sets us apart. And now I want to share with you how you can get started, how you can get a home with USACB by sharing the new home ownership 3 easy steps. Just like with any large finance purchase, there's an application, and that's the same thing with us. So step number 1 in our 3 easy steps is to fill out a new home ownership application. Now that's found at our website, usamericandream.com. And there's an application fee. If you're a single applicant, it's $199. And then if it's a joint application or a married couple or 2 partners, it's $299. Now we want you to understand that these fees are non-refundable. And then applications are approved based on your debt to income ratio. Your debt to income ratio needs to be 60% or less to be approved, and your income will determine the size or square footage of the home that you're approved for. And then if your application is denied, you have 6 months up to a year to either increase your income or decrease your debt and resubmit your application with $25 non-refundable resubmission fee. Now, when it comes to the debt to income ratio, I want to make sure I clarify. We want to help as many people as possible, but we don't want to just build homes for people just because they have the desire. We want to make sure we're helping people build homes that make sense for their family and for their budget. And so that's why we have the first stipulation in place, meaning that it needs to be 60% or less, and then your income is going to determine the square footage. And then let's say you love what you hear, you go through the process, and for some reason you're denied. I want you to understand that we're going to sit down with you, help you understand exactly what it was that prevented you from being approved. And we're going to let you know what you need to do to change it so that ideally you can go through that process and get approved the next time around. Now, If you are approved and for any reason you're not able to proceed with the program, your application fee will be good for up to 3 years. It will be necessary to resubmit your information with the $25 processing fee. Now, I want you to know, we as a company understand that life happens. Things come up. If 2020 taught us anything, it's that there are things in life that are out of our control and that are going to completely change everything. And so we want you to understand that if you love what you hear, you're ready to move forward, but for some reason you can't, it's okay. Your application fee is good for up to 3 years. Come back to us. Let us know that you're ready. We're just going to go back over your information, make sure that you still qualify for the same amount of home. And in some cases, unfortunately, you may not qualify for the same amount of square footage. And we want you to know that. And we still want to help you in the best way possible. Now, let's say your situation improves or your finances improve. You may qualify for more home and more square footage. And we want you to know about it. And we want you to be able to take advantage of that in the case that that is your personal situation. And so that's step number one, the application process. It's simple, it's easy. Simply go to the website and complete the application, submit the appropriate fee, and then ideally within a week to 2 weeks, you're going to get that phone call or that email that says, congratulations, you've been approved to have a new home built through USACB. And then you're going to move to the second step in the process, and that's the design phase, or what I like to affectionately call the fun phase. And for our ladies, this is the shopping phase. You see, upon approval for a new home, you'll be scheduled to meet with a design sales consultant, and you're going to discuss everything about your new custom built home. Now, I want to let you know that the starting cost of the designer activation fee is $1,500. So that's the minimum. And then it can go up to $3,700. Now that's based on the square footage of the home that you're approved for. And I want you to know that whether you're having a home built the traditional way with a traditional company or the new way through USACB, you're going to have to pay this designer fee or designer activation fee. It's just handled one of multiple ways. And so with us here at USACB, we're going to take care of that fee one time, get it out of the way, and start designing your home. This is going to cover your land acquisition. Well, let me say it like this. When it comes to the meetings, this is what it's going to cover. Your land acquisition. We're going to make sure that we help you understand you don't have to own property in order to build with USACB. We're going to work with you and for you to find a property that you love and that you're willing to build on and you're going to be happy to live on. We're going to talk about your budget. When it comes to getting approved, you're going to be given a budget to work with when we look at property, when we look at the different options for your materials and things of that nature. And so we're going to make sure we discuss that again. We want to make sure we're helping you the best way possible. And then we're going to talk about your floor plan selection. See, unlike other companies where they require you to spend hundreds of dollars on a floor plan or require you to create one from scratch, what we're going to do is the opposite. We're going to provide you with a minimum of 8 floor plans to look at, choose from. And then if for some reason you don't like one of those first 8 floor plans, not a problem. Let us know, and we're going to provide you with another set of floor plans because we want you to have a floor plan that you like, that is a foundation for you to build on. And then we're going to go over floor plan modifications. What that means is when you pick out your floor plan, if you see changes that you want to make or you want to just tweak a few things, let us know. We're going to go over it. So if you want to make a space in the home smaller or larger by moving a wall or tearing down a wall, let us know. If you want to add some space and it's within your budget, you can do that. If you want to move a bathroom from one area to another, those are some things that we can discuss when it comes to floor plan modifications, because we want this home to be laid out like you want it to be laid out. And then we're going to talk about your selection of interior and exterior material options. And then when it comes to those options, we're going to make sure that starting with outside, that the outside of the home looks like what you want it to look like. So maybe you want it to be more traditional. So maybe you want it to be plain siding, or maybe you love the look of brick. That could be something that you choose and that you can have on your home. Or maybe you want it to be uh, more, forgot the word. I'm drawing a blank. I'm so sorry about that. Maybe you want it to be stone or stucco, and you want a new style look. That's something that you can choose, but it's completely up to you how you want your home to look. And then we're going to move to the interior. We're going to talk about every square foot of your home, every space and every room of your home, and you get to decide how they look, from the color of the paint on the walls to the flooring options, whether you want carpet in the bedrooms or tile in the high traffic areas, or maybe you like wood flooring. That is what you get to choose from. Again, you get to pick what the countertops look like in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, anywhere where there's a countertop. You get to pick the backsplash. You get to pick everything. The look and feel of your home is going to be completely up to you. And then we're going to talk about the upgrades and customizations. These are what I like to call the sprinkles on top. This is what you get to choose that's going to make your home unique to you. Maybe you're somebody who's always wanted a swimming pool in the backyard, or maybe you want a hot tub. You simply let us know, and we're going to start the design with that in mind. Maybe you love to throw get-togethers and you want an outdoor kitchen. Let us know, and we can start with that in mind as well. Moving to the inside, let's say that you're somebody who's been affected by the pandemic, and you no longer have a commute that's up the road or down the highway. Maybe it's right down the hall to an additional room or a spare bedroom that happens to have a table for you to work at and an outlet for you to plug into. Why not build a custom home office that is designed to work best for you? You can do that with USACB. Maybe you're somebody who during the pandemic you gained a few pounds, or you realized the necessity for exercise and working out, but you don't like the idea of going to a gym, a public gym, and getting on and touching equipment that maybe 30, 40, 50 people have touched that day, and you don't know who they are or if they're taking care of themselves. Why not build a home gym? That's something that you can do with USACB. And then maybe you're like me and you love the idea of going to movies and you love that immersion experience, but you don't want to be cramped in a room with other strangers who you may not know, and they may not be taking care of themselves and they may not need to be out in public. Why not just build a home theater? Why not have that same experience at home without the cost of the movie theater popcorn, candy, and sodas, and all those snacks? Why not have that same experience at home, but instead of having to get dressed and drive down the road, you can just go down the hall or go to your private media room. And so those are some things that you can do. And there's many, many options that you can choose from. Again, unlimited upgrade options for you to choose from. But here's the point, and here's the goal of this phase in our program overall. We don't want you to settle for something that somebody else just happens to be selling. We want you to have a home that's unique to you, and a home that you're going to love, a home that you're going to be proud of and be willing to pay for, and you're going to want to pay off. And then, God willing, you'll be able to pass down to your children and potentially your children's children. And so our goal with this program is to help you build the home that you're going to be in love with. And so that's the goal of this phase and this program overall. But once you do that, and you take care of everything in the design phase, all your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed when it comes to the designs and layout, and look of your home, then you're going to move to step 3. Step 3 is the construction phase. This is after you approve the design and upgrades for your new custom built home. You're going to pay what's called a deposit principal payment before the construction starts. Now, this is the deposit we talked about earlier that differs from the traditional down payment. Because one, we're going to tell you exactly what that money is being used for, how it's applied, and how it benefits you as the customer, unlike the traditional down payment. This payment is to be used towards the starting capital of building your custom home, which can include land acquisition, blueprints, soil test, surveys, elevation certificate, permits, impact fees, septic tank, well, and etc. It will also come off the back end of your fixed payment contract. So not only does it take care of those fees that are needed and things that are necessary for you to start the process of building your home, it also goes towards the principal cost of your home. And so that's something we want to emphasize and we want you to understand. And then the amount of the deposit principal payment is determined by your past and present work history and chosen land acquisition. And so there's a few factors that determine how much your deposit principal payment is. And it's based on the work that needs to be done. And if you're a W-2 employee, or maybe you're self-employed and you're an entrepreneur. So those are just a few of the factors that determine that deposit principal payment. Now, once those things are taken care of, the deposit principal payment, and you're ready to move forward, you've signed your contract, on January 1st or June 1st, your construction principal payments will begin with the construction process. And so you'll be paying for your home as it's being built if you have everything done in time for one of those build dates on January 1st or June 1st. And then we ask that you will give us 6 months up to a year to complete your new custom built home. And there's a few main reasons why we ask for that time frame. One, we don't want to just simply rush to beat the clock, throw something up and appease you. We want to make sure we're taking our time, we're not cutting corners, and we're building you a home with integrity, and we're going to build you something that's going to last. And so we don't want to just simply rush the clock. The other reason is weather. You see, when it's raining or storming, and here in Houston, back in February or March of this year, it snowed. And so when those things are happening, nobody's building. And so we don't want to put our builders, our contractors at risk for having them out in that kind of weather and that heavy equipment out in that kind of weather. And so when those things are happening and we're experiencing that kind of weather, we ask for your patience because nobody is building at that time. And so again, 6 months to a year, we expect to have your home completed, and that's our program, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in closing, I want to share our commitment to our customers. Let us make the difference in your next home and in your life. It's part of our company's culture to think for the long term, always remembering that it's better to build it correctly now instead of coming back to talk about it and fixing it later. It's a matter of integrity in the craft of the trade. This is a win-win for the homeowner, the builder, and the sales professional. We thank God for this program that provides equality for each American family. And so with that,